Welcome to this new video. In the last video, I promised you to make a tutorial how you create those mask animations we were using in the last workflow. And here we go. I'm using Blender 4.3. It's a current stable Blender version at the moment. You can download it on the website blender.org. I will link it in the description below. So let's start right in. This is what you will see when you start Blender. This is a starting screen. Delete the default cube. So click on the cube, press delete on your keyboard, and we will add a plane. On this plane, we will do a texture animation for the noise mask I used in the last video. At first, we need the right camera perspective. Let's click on the camera and pull out this little arrow here so we can edit the camera coordinates. If you press 0 on your numpad, you see what the camera is actually filming in your scene. Since we want a flat surface filmed from above, we need to set some camera values. So put this to 0, Y to 0 as well, and all the rotation to 0 as well. And the that value can be like this, so that the camera is slightly smaller than the square we have here. We have to adjust the resolution of the camera. We go to the right and choose the output settings, and here the resolution X we put 512 and 512. So this equals our resolution for the mask. And now we have to adjust the camera Z position again, that it is slightly smaller than the square. Let's change the viewport shading that we see the actual texture. It is the right bubble over here in the top right corner. Let's pull up this area here. Then let's pull down this area again, put this to timeline because we want to do an animation later on, and this we switch to shader editor. So now we have to delete the light. We don't want any strange lights in the scene. We only want to see our texture. Select the plane and then create a new material down here. Delete this node and create a new emission node. Into this emission node, we fill in a noise texture. And from the noise texture, we use the grayscale output, put the roughness to 0, the detail to 0 as well. And then let's add some brightness and contrast node. Simply drop it onto the noodle and it will be attached. Let's put the contrast to 100. Let's play around with the scale. Something like this. Let's play around with the brightness, that there is nothing visible. So this is a good starting point for our mask animation. Do a right click on the brightness to set a keyframe. At this position, insert keyframe, we put in 16, and if we want to do 32 frames, we put in 32. So this is the length of our mask animation. And now put in 32 down here and press enter, so we step to the frame 32. And now we adjust the brightness again, that we only see white canvas, white texture. Something like this. Right click the brightness again and insert keyframe again. So let's type in 32 on the right side here again for the end of our scene, and let's play it. Press the play button down here in the timeline, and you see our mask is doing its thing. To export everything, you need to choose a folder here, and then we can go to render, left top corner, and press render animation. You should choose the PNG setting here and then export the animation into a defined folder, and that's it for the noise mask animation. The second animation I want to show you will be a square animation. So for this I will delete the brightness node and the noise texture again. I will change the color to black, so the square is black now. And on the top corner of this area here of the shader editor, I will switch to world, that I can edit the world color. I choose white here. We need to set the keyframes for the start and the end of the animation. So we want the square to be not visible at the beginning at frame 1. Let's type X setting 0, Y setting 0. It is not visible. Right click on the scale setting and insert keyframe. So this is the start of the animation. Then type in 32 for the end of our animation. And then let's put it back to 1. And again, right click on the scale and insert keyframe. So this should be it for the square animation. Let's give it a try. Let's play it. A last thing I would do before exporting this is the color management settings. For this, I go to the render tab here on the right, choose color management and put it to standard, or let's choose raw, because then we have pure white and pure black. This is better for a mask than some corrected color space. This looks great. Let's go to the output tab again, choose your folder and the name for the frames, and then we go to render and render animation again, and it will output your PNG sequence for the animation mask, for the square animation. That's it in Blender for today. I hope these little side videos in Blender are cool for you and you like it. I think Blender is a great tool to work beside ComfyUI. You can do lots of things with it, which can be helpful for ComfyUI. So there will be more videos like this in the future from time to time. I will upload this Blender file to my Patreon page again with a free membership. You can download it. You just have to register. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.